Hey, welcome to episode 12. Today I'll be doing the really dangerous, scary phase, cutting the hole for that insert plate. Wish me luck. So, as mentioned, we're going to continue on the router table. The idea today is to do the scariest step, and that's to create the hole in the cutout to fit the router base plate and the router into the top. So last week I started this already, in as much as I started gluing together the MDF panel and the melamine stuff together to make the top of the router table. I then realized that I had the wrong router plate. So what happened is I bought a router plate. The idea was I was going to buy a palm-held router that would fit or mount into it. Now, as I've mentioned before, I decided to go for the Triton because it has a built-in functionality to lift and lower the bit when it's installed in a table. However, I forgot to think about the router plate. So the cool-looking router plate with the awesome color doesn't fit the router. So what I've done is I had to go and buy a new one, and I just decided to, rather than risk it, just buy a pre-fitted one for this router. It's from Craig. Craig is a great brand. I'm not sponsored by them in any way, but I really enjoy their woodworking products. They're super useful, and this is a perfect router plate for this router. So it did cost me a little bit more money, a bit annoying. However, the step today is to get this into the router table, as well as route out another little piece for the dust extraction. So the very first thing I need to do is I'm going to make the what's it called? Dust gate, I guess. So this will allow us to redirect the suction in the router table, as I described in a previous video. Blast gate, that's it. So I'm going to make the blast gate first. It'll allow me to test the cool new functionality of my table saw, and then I will look at how to make this hole that fits this perfectly without any mistakes into this top. I'm so scared. I've been procrastinating the whole morning on this. Anyway, let's get going. Man, I'm nervous as hell. I won't lie. So, I mean, and I've got like these cool instructions, this 6-step guide that came with the router table and manual instructions as an add-on on exactly how to do it. I've watched like 20 different videos. I know exactly the theory behind all of it, but you know, one slip and if it's not a perfect fit, nightmare. But I think this all doesn't matter, because what we have to do first is get it all out of that, out of the clamps and look at the top, and then cut it to size on the table saw, and then we need to mark where everything goes. We also have to do the blast gate insert as well, so we have 2 of them to do. So I think, you know, rather than me just continue to procrastinate, let's just get on with it, unwrap this, see what it looks like. And then lay out where the things go, cut it to size and all that shenanigans. So yeah, I'm gonna do it. I hope you can see why I'm so worried about this next step, because it's so pretty. So that's what it should look like at the end. These should be recesses and holes. This is called a templating bit because it can follow a template. So the bearing rides on it, and this will cut exactly the same size. So the idea is that we put a template around it and then follow it around. However, I need quite a thick piece here, so I might have to create one because I don't have anything that's quite that thick. So let me quickly have a look. Okay, minus it back. So the templating bit that I bought is larger than I thought, or at least larger than the previous one I had. So what that means is just using one thickness of this MDF or any of the other wood I had is not enough. It can't ride with the bearing against it. So what I need to do is I need to make thicker stock. So I need to glue these two panels together, those two panels together, then that way I can strip them down, and, well, this one just cut it in half, and then have thicker templating bits. It's a little bit of a pain, I won't lie, as I didn't want to have to, you know, wait. It's probably another day. I'm gonna have to wait for the glue to dry and laminate and take some time. I could just use like carpenter's tape to stick them together, but I want it to be properly holding. I can then use this for future templates. Anyway, it's a bit of a bummer, but let's rather do it properly than rush it. So I'll quickly laminate these together, clamp it all up, let it dry, and then be back most probably in the morning. Okay, new day. I'm gonna take the clamps off, clean them up, cut them in the middle, and we'll be good to go. So I just dropped my camera. I knocked it over with a new table saw, great. Ay. Okay, now that I'm done dropping my camera, it seems to still be working all fine. Yeah, just a small little bracket at the back was bent. I managed to bend it and put the screw back in, and so let's hope everything goes. I guess I'll only really find out later, although the view seems to be good. But anyway, let me quickly halve these two pieces and definitely place the camera somewhere else when I use a table saw from now on. Even though the table saw took out my camera, I mean, this is so much better than what I had before. So much stronger, quicker, tidier, neater. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Okay, now comes the tricky bit. I need to lay out this template absolutely perfectly. Nervous as hell. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start with the small one over here. And I quite like these because they're quite thick. So there's a lot of space for my router to sit on. I need to make sure I use the actual flat sides. So brown up, I guess, on these two. So the idea is stick that down. More like this, right? And then the idea is that this should fit in there perfectly. So the idea is use double-sided tape, stick that down. I mean, hey, what's the worst that can happen? Worst is not perfectly flush and I need to... Worst case, it's not perfectly flush and I can put a little screws or something to raise it up. Same with the thing. I think, let's stop messing about and just get on with it. So to set the height, because I want it to be exactly the height of this, what I'm actually going to do is instead of just setting you know, this down to there. Oh. So it's that time again where we all laugh at me. The Bosch router that I wanted to use won't go down enough for the bit to actually go more than 2 mils into the stop, which is a problem because I need like 5 mils for the plate. This router would go far enough down, however, I don't have the collet for that small piece that I have. I mean, I even bought a new collet, but for 8 mil piece, and obviously 8 mil bits, but obviously that templating bit is 6 mils. So I'm just praying to God that this one, my palm top, which is the one I least wanted to use, will work. Okay, now I'm thinking. It would kind of work, but I feel it's quite risky. It's so difficult to measure this, I can't get my head around it, to be honest. I mean, what's the worst that can happen, right? Oh! I just hit myself in the face. I mean, this tape is strong. Oy, oy, oy. I properly clouted myself. Fantastic. There we go. Oh no. What doesn't matter if it's on here. That one I don't care about, but this, if you can see that in here. Shit. Okay, I honestly didn't expect to see this from the double-sided tape. So it's like taking off a very thin sheet of this vinyl. I'm quite gutted because this went so well. However, it's not the end all. So this side here, this will get cut out anyway. I've got it over here, but the reality is the fence will be here most of the time, right? So I'm just gonna deal with it. There's nothing really I can do. I mean, the fence goes back, best case here, maybe even a little bit back, but yeah. Okay, no need to be a bit slow myth really, but I'm just gonna continue on. I'm gonna drill out some holes, use the jigsaw, cut that out, square it out, and get that blast gate to fit at the very least. And then we will go from there, hopefully start cutting out. I have a different idea on what I could potentially do. So I don't have to stick it down, I'll have to use clamps, but let's see if that works. Perfect, look at that. Now I'm just gonna, the idea is you can scoop it out, so I'm going to just cut these corners straight. Okay, so, I'm still upset about these marks, but you know, it is what it is. I've channeled this through so the blast gate can go in, or you just take it out and put it down like that, do that. However, it is quite late and it's already Sunday, so I don't think I'll manage to finish this today, with obviously having to wait with the glue up. That's totally put a spanner in the works. So most probably I'm going to continue this in the week or next week, most probably next weekend, and I guess we won't have a video. I think it'll be the first time where I don't manage a video because I don't really have anything else to do, or in time. At least it's already 2 in the afternoon. So, alas, let me tidy up and we'll continue next week. Okay, new weekend. Lots of stuff happened. Didn't get around to doing much, like I said, but anyway. So what I've done is, I don't know if I filmed this, I don't think I filmed it. I cut these down, right, so that I can actually use the big plunge router, because the palm router was okay, but it tippled, so that was one of the jobs I did at the end of last weekend. Also, if you look over here, on the glue table, I got new glue, yay. But also, secondly, I'm making another little square wedge. So this needs to be the same as my top, because that'll be an extension that sort of fits onto the back here. Not for the right, I'm just using this demonstration purposes. But it'll be able to be folded away and pull up. It allows me to pull my fence even further back if I have really big pieces that I need to push through. Yeah, let's get going. I decided what I'm going to do this cutout. I am going to use painter's tape. Now, last time the painter's tape I tried pulled some of this cheap thin vinyl off, but it was like a no-name brand from some Asian shop. What I've got here is I've got proper 3M and Tesa. They are like proper painter's tape. They shouldn't pull off. I've done multiple tests where I've like stuck them down. So the trick here is you put the painter's tape on the table, painter's tape on the bottom of this, and I put a bit of super glue in between, glue them down, do your cut, and then you just pull them apart. Obviously, if there's a lot of forces on the tape, it'll pull it off. So I'm going to try and put strips longer than on these so that I can use that for leverage, etc. So let's just see how it goes, right? I was thinking about this over the week. 2 options I have. If it really does damage the top, and it's quite bad and rough, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to sand this down because it's MDF underneath, and if I use fine enough grit, I can get that fairly smooth. And if that really doesn't work and it's really naff, I'll just make sure it's flat and I'll just buy some vinyl, put that on, and I can retrace the holes fairly easy on vinyl because you can use a carpenter's knife, so I can flip it around because I have a hole. So I hope I won't have to get to that point, but let's see what happens, right? Yeah, so let me get going. I'm going to film all of that. And hopefully the next time I actually talk is when I put the perfectly fitting router plate in. Well, let's see. There's a lot of steps I have to do until then. Anyway, let's get going. Okay. Moment of truth. Look at that. And these just break super easily. Okay, should we do it? Moment of the truth. Okay, I can see what's on here. Okay, now I'm just going to, there's little bumps still here, slightly adjust for those. Okay, here we go. I mean, this is, it's strange because there's a lip because it's beveled, but I think that is like perfectly straight, you know. How can I best measure this? I don't know if I'll cut this, but super important. When you do woodworking, you always need these things. Squares to make sure stuff is 90 degrees. However, I'll be honest, when you buy them, they're not always 100%. They're finely off, especially if you buy them in the big, you know, DIY stores, etc. However, what you can do is you can go online and you can order this here, which is actually for metal workers, right? And these things are machined to be 100% perfect. And they generally are the same price, sometimes cheaper than the woodworking ones, and they're definitely way cheaper than like the super professional, super accurate, but they're perfect. So get one of these for sure. I mean, looking at this, here there's like literally no gap. Perfect. Now the only thing we need to check is if my blast gate still fits. There we go. Man, very, very happy at this point. I'm so happy that this worked, and I was so focused on this that, if I'm honest, I don't remember what the next step was. Or I didn't even plan for the next thing. I guess the mitre track. I think I just realized the problem. Okay, I thought I had a problem, no problem. I have these mitre tracks and I need these big ones if I'm not mistaken. So I need these two. So I've got this one and this one with their sexy red. To be fair, I know I've got this router plate now, not the original gold one, but if these tracks are this color, better fitting with that, right? Now the mitre track is for a mitre thingamabob. So this is the one from my new table saw. It allows me to cut sort of angles and push pieces sideways like this. So if we have longer pieces, it's easier to use. What? I think I made it too snug because it there we go. It fits. Oh, it's tight. No jokes, Ryan. Okay. Yeah, I mean. That is super tight. But I'm gonna sand it. Okay. It's not quite here, huh? But I think I could bang there. Yeah, it's fine. Oh, aye. Stupid Pierre. Stupid. Oh, that hurt.
It's fine.
I know this is overkill. I literally have like a ice pack here, but fudge, it hurts. No blood or anything, but definitely, it's not going to focus, but definitely going to have a black nail. Oh, that hurts so much. It's got lovely leverage and just... I'll be back in a minute to continue. I think for today, I'll be done. I suppose I could attach the router, right? But yeah, I think I need to tidy up. I've got a lot of mess and a lot of stuff to sort out, and I need to do some stuff for the Christmas project. So I will stop here for today. I might continue tomorrow, depending on what the plans are for tomorrow. But tomorrow we need to start looking at putting the tracks and the folding table. So I'm gluing that over there. And that table will be attached on that side. It can flip up so that you can move the fence even further. So that allows you to get the fence pointer, up over the bit all the way to nearly the edge of the back. And that's pretty cool. All good. And yeah, so I most probably will add that tomorrow. I don't think I'll get round to the fence. I have to look through the instructions. I'll be honest, I was so nervous about this step, I didn't even look how to do it. But yeah, I'll look at routing that because I need to make a template, because I need to route T-tracks like these, just smaller ones, from this table onto the extension table. So I need a device so that I can just transfer that straight across so that the lines match up perfectly. But that's a job that I might do tomorrow. I won't get to the fence. The fence will then most probably be the last part of the router table with the odd bits and bobs here. And then I can finally move on to other great projects. But I think I'm very happy with the way I got today. It fits snugly. It's way bigger and better than my previous table for sure. So. Okay, so after thinking about it, I think this video is going to be quite long. I don't really know at this point yet, but we got really far. You can see the table, it's not mounted yet, it's just sort of laid on top. I think it's looking pretty good. One thing I did do is I cut all the pieces that I need for the fence to the right dimensions. I still need to cut out the shapes and that, but that I'll do in the next video. But I wanted to get a head start so that the next video is the last one, at least for the base unit. I might do modifications later. Because I need to get onto that bed desperately. My wife's on my case, threatening. Anyway, yeah, but for today I thought let's stop here. This video is super long. I will potentially do some stuff for Christmas, but I thought this will be good enough. So yeah, overall I'm super happy with how far I got. I love the miter track. I love the look. I'm happy with the plate. I still need to mount the router, but I think I'm going to leave that for last, right? Or close to last, just to make sure it works, because what if it doesn't fit? I know it fits the base plate, that's at least the key thing. But yeah, so I will finish that in the next video and then off to other projects. I'm super excited, I can't wait to use it. I still need to obviously paint the whole thing, but I think I'll do that separate and later rather than make a whole video just about that. But anyway, thanks so much for watching and catch you later. Don't forget to subscribe and like. I'm super nervous about this step.